Hi everybody, and welcome to our look at the top 10 family coasters in the state of California. We spent some time going through some stats and ranked these on a few different factors. Keep in mind these are only our thoughts, but as somebody who raised 2 kids in the state of California, I really do think this list is pretty solid. No, I'm not biased at all. Now, as I said, we looked at these coasters and they all fit within the following criteria. Number 1, absolutely no inversions. While we do have a section at the end of part 1 where we talk about the best starter thrill coasters for older kids, for our list of family coasters, there are no inversions included in any of them. 2, the height requirement can be no higher than 48 inches. Even with that, there are only a couple of coasters that have a 48-inch height requirement, and both of those formerly had lower height requirements. Most of the coasters have lower height requirements, or only require 48 inches when riding with an adult. Number 3. No clones. Part 2 of this video will feature our best cloned family coasters in the state, but for our top 10 there are no clones of coasters you can find elsewhere in the state. We wanted to make this list unique. This video contains POVs of all of the coasters listed, not just highlights. Our thinking was that you could show the video to your kids if you wanted to take them to experience some of them. They will all be bookmarked for easy selecting. Before we get into it, I have a couple of thanks to send out. To Attractions 360 for allowing us to use a couple of their spectacular POVs. If you're not following them, you should, but I imagine by now most of you are. Their POVs are simply second to none. I also did want to mention all of the POVs in this video and in part 2 were taken with permission from the park, or were sent to us from the park. So thanks to Magic Mountain, California's Great America, and Knott for sending us POVs of a few of these coasters. Some are quite a few years old, as you'll see. And to SeaWorld San Diego for allowing on-ride videos on their rides with proper equipment. Alright, with that, let's get right into it. Before I continue, make sure if you're not already subscribed to our channel, you click below to subscribe. This video will cover spots 6 through 10, as well as the best starter thrill coasters in the state that I mentioned earlier. Number 10. Rewind Racers at Adventure City. Probably not where you thought this list was going to start. And honestly, I didn't even think of this one at first. But it's a great one to start off this list. Located at Adventure City, just a few miles from Knott's Berry Farm, this Ghostrider coaster features forward and backwards elements and a height requirement that allows smaller kids to ride.
Oh, hey, that was actually pretty steep. And you can see Beach Boulevard is right there. Racer! Whee! Woohoo! Wow, let's see how the backwards part is.
Win that race!
Whoa! Whoa, that backwards part is pretty intense actually.
Number 9. This is a coaster that once upon a time may have been higher on this list. Maybe even number 1. The old trains which allowed parents to sit directly behind kids was obviously reassuring for them. And even Harold, back then, was not as angry as he seems today. But the new trains where kids are separated, the amount of darkness that starts off this ride, even on a sunny day, and a very angry Harold drops this down for us. Still a fun coaster for families, mostly kids. Older parents know what I mean here. Number 8, Psycho Mouse at California's Great America. This is probably the closest to a clone coaster as you'll see on our top 10 list. But it's so great it has to be included. Only 4 of these coasters were ever built, and only 3 are still in operation, including this one at California's Great America. The fact that kids can see the entire ride and the 44-inch height requirement earns this one the number 8 spot on our list. Number 7, Gold Rusher at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Next on our list is a coaster that was probably a lot of first coasters for many of us, and it still holds a special place in my heart. The ride has a 48-inch height requirement, but it didn't always. New trains would be amazing for this and would possibly allow a lowering of that requirement. While the stat lists this coaster as a height of 70 feet, the drop is nowhere near that high, and for that reason, Gold Rusher is a great family coaster. Number 6 belongs to the newest coaster on this list, and that is Arctic Rescue at SeaWorld San Diego. This intimate snowmobile coaster has a great theme and features lots of twists and turns. It feels much faster than 40 miles an hour for sure. Now let's go through some great starter thrill coasters for older kids. These honorable mentions feature the first looping coaster I ever rode, as well as the first looping coaster both of my kids rode. Do you think you know what they are? First up is Incredicoaster at Disney California Adventure. This is a coaster that is thrilling enough for enthusiasts, but also is a great starter coaster for kids. It's got a great 48-inch height requirement, and you can see pretty much the entire layout prior to riding. Next is probably the most controversial entry, even for a great starter coaster section. At least it was with our team. But stick with me here. Ghostrider is just a lot of fun. It's smooth now. You can see most of the coaster from outside the park, and let's face it, kids are a lot more daring today than they were when a lot of us grew up. I think it's a great fit for 8 to 10-year-olds. I'm sure many of you have ridden with your kids, even younger than that. Next up is Revolution at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Not only the first looping coaster, but also the first looping coaster I ever rode way back. Well, we don't need to go there. Revolution got a fantastic makeover in 2016, and today is just as amazing as it was when I first rode it. For our next starter thrill coaster, we're heading back up to the Bay Area and look at Ghostrider at California's Great America. Another fantastic wooden coaster that packs a punch, but is also smooth and accessible for older kids to enjoy. Staying up in the Bay Area for our next great starter coaster, we head over to Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk for a ride on the Giant Dipper. I'll be honest, this coaster originally made our top 10, but the height requirement of 50 inches didn't meet our criteria. Still, it's a great family coaster in a spectacular setting. Alright, let's wrap up part 1 with our last great starter coaster for older kids, and that's Revenge of the Mummy at Universal Studios Hollywood. Often considered the weaker of the two Mummy coasters, many of us have developed a certain fondness for this coaster over the years. And going back to kids today not being as scared as younger generations, most of them have already seen the Mummy. They're familiar with the franchise, and while the coaster is completely indoors, it's got some great starter thrills. So there is part 1 of our top 10 family coasters in California. Any of these surprise you? What do you think is in our top 5? Let us know in the comments below. Take care, and we'll be back with part 2 soon.